it's always important to learn because if you just tell, you don't get access to other people's ideas. So we're sitting here trying to understand other ideas. For example, we have to engage on a number of issues. For example, when people say we are starting almost a renewable program in South Africa when we are actually at about 10,000 already, 7,500 already in the grid, 3,800 under construction, and there is the deregulated embedded generation. You can't say unlocking, you will say accelerating. Those are the first issues. But it was quite a good example and a good experience for me to learn.
You asked two powerful questions, one related to the transition itself, but also linked to financing.
Now, the reality of the matter is people must appreciate the fact that transition cannot be one technology, just renewables. And everybody is silent on the baseload technologies that partner with renewables. And therefore, it was important to bring that debate to the fore. And financing, is good to have financing, but that finance must be described. Is it loan? Is it a concessional loan? Is it a grant? Because if you don't classify that, you can be excited with the financing and indebt the country more and more. And therefore, those discussions are important for this forum.
You spoke about you have to explain this financing, break it down. Previously, we saw announcements of big sums, in particularly the last two meetings, in Europe and the last one in Africa. And now this one. When you look at those announcements, what do you make of those announcements, and particularly targeting developing countries, our country in particular?
Accessing funding is very important for the transition. Let's start from there and agree on that. But for developing economies, it is very important to always make the distinction between a loan, because we're already heavily indebted. If we're increasing the debt, is also a question that we must analyze. But if we get a chunk of grants, that is helpful. But more important is that one thing that is not disputed is the need to access funding. That is necessary.
And finally, Minister, we saw the numbers in relation to the economy, the contraction of 2%. And
0.2.
2%. Oh.
0.2.
0.2.
Yes.
The issue here is your sector, or the sectors that you are responsible for, were affected, particularly the mining.
Mining contributed 1.1% to that contraction. But we then broke it down. Which actually minerals contributed a lot is your PGMs, is your gold, is your manganese. We looked at coal. Coal actually shrunk by 3.8%, but increased in terms of sales. And that shrinking on coal, and I would imagine that it applies to iron ore as well, is the impact of the inefficient logistics, Transnet, and the impact of Eskom. But the sector is in good shape. But those two issues must be resolved. If we don't resolve them, we're going to go down the drain.
Is Cabinet doing something about this? You are part of the Cabinet?
Cabinet will always do something about anything that is negative. But to transform the economy is not like natural science where you mix water and syrup and produce a cool drink. You work on the proposed solutions, and some give you results, others give you little results. You continue to persist.